Hey everyone, it's Haley and today I'm going to be doing another book haul. So you may notice a couple things. One, I'm in a different location. Two, I have a new bookshelf, which I'm not going to do a bookshelf tour for it because this is just kind of temporary right now. So yeah, so I'm sorry I haven't posted a video for the past 2 weeks, but I just started school. This is my first full week of school. So I've been trying to kind of get back into the swing of things and everything. Oh, and another thing you'll notice is I got a tattoo. I didn't mention that in my other one, but it's just a 3. Yeah. So yeah, I'm back in school, so I'm not really reading as much. I'm so busy. Well, I am reading, but like for school. And also you'll notice I look really bad, and that is also because of school. So I'm really sorry. I'm like exhausted, but I wanted to get a video up. So we'll just pretend that I look good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get right into it. So first I have 3 books that I got from Book Depository. So first I got The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is a bind-up of the prequel novellas for the Throne of Glass series. I haven't read the Throne of Glass series yet, so I wanted to start with the prequel novellas. So this series is a fantasy series about a girl who is an assassin, and that's basically all I know about it, but I know that a lot of people love it, so I'm really excited to see what my thoughts are on it. And then I got Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. This is the 3rd book in the trilogy of companion novels. That starts with Anna and the French Kiss, and then there's Lola and the Boy Next Door. I haven't read the first 2 yet, but I think Anna is going to be the next book that I read, and then after that I'll read Lola, and then I'll read this. So I've heard these are just adorable love stories, so I am so excited to read them. And then finally I got Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. So I've read Shadow and Bone already and I really loved it. This is the 2nd book in the Grisha trilogy, by the way. Shadow and Bone is the 1st book. So I wanted to have this one and Rune of Rising right away, and I wanted to read them. And I wanted them in paperback, so I purchased the whole trilogy in paperback from Book Depository, but for some reason only this one came by itself. I don't know if the other ones are still coming or something. I don't know. I'm going to check that out and then contact them. But yeah, so I got the 2nd one. I'm really excited to continue with this series. It's a fantasy series that takes place in an alternate Russia, and there are these people called Grisha who are like magical. They have these powers and stuff. It's really a difficult concept to explain. You just need to read the synopsis, but yeah, it's really good. So next I got a few books from Amazon. First I got the first 2 books in the bind-up novella in the Selection series. So the first book is The Selection, and then we have The Elite, and then we have Selection Stories, The Prince and the Guard. So I'm only going to read The Prince because if you don't know, I love Maxon. Oh my god, he's my favorite. And I hate Aspen. I hate him. So yeah, I've already read these books. This is one of my favorite series, but I didn't own my own copies, so I had to go out and buy them because I needed them. And if you guys haven't heard, Kiera Cass announced recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, that she's going to be continuing with this series. So there are going to be 2 more books. The 4th one is going to be called The Heir, and then she's also going to release another novella set that's going to be, I think it's The Friend. That one's going to be about Marley, and then it's The Queen. So I am really excited for those. I don't know how I feel about the fact that she's continuing the series. I really liked the ending of the one, so I'm kind of like mixed on it at this point. But I am definitely going to read it. I'm definitely excited that it's written from a different perspective than America is, because if you guys didn't know, America Singer is the most annoying protagonist. You will hate her, but like you will love this series. It's weird. I don't know. Next I got Everybody Sees the Ants by A.S. King. So I own one A.S. King novel, but I've heard great things about her writing, and I haven't read anything by her. And this was the first one I heard about from John Green, so I'm really excited to read it. I know Ariel at Ariel Bissett really loves her, so I don't know. I'm intrigued. Should be a good contemporary. I really don't know what this one is about though. I just know it's contemporary. Next I got Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've already read this book. I read it 2 summers ago, I think, maybe 1 summer ago, and it's one of my favorite books. This is a dystopian novel that takes place mostly in a video game. So the creator of this video game ends up dying, and then he hides this Easter egg in his video game that you have to find, and if you find this Easter egg, you will get his inheritance. So it's really about that, and it's really cool. There's a lot of like 80s pop culture references in here, and I just really loved this book. It was just so good. It's so interesting and just different. I definitely recommend it. Next I got The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I haven't read a Maggie Stiefvater novel before. I know she's the author of the Wolves of Mercy Falls trilogy, but I haven't read that yet. But I've heard amazing things about this series, so I'm pretty excited to get into it. I think it's like kind of a paranormal fantasy book. I don't really know. Next I got Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I can't say her name, I'm sorry. So this book takes place, it's a historical fiction that takes place in 1941 during World War II, and I believe it takes place on the Lusitania, which, if you didn't know, is a ship that was bombed by German U-boats, and it ended up sinking. And there were a bunch of Americans on there, so it had a lot of impact on bringing the Americans into the Second World War. I think I got that right. I don't know. I haven't studied that in quite a while. But yeah, this book has a beautiful cover, and I have heard really great things about it. I don't remember who from, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I've heard really good things, and I'm super excited because historical fiction is one of my favorite genres. Next I have another historical fiction book, and that is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wein. I believe this is the first book in a trilogy or some sort of series. I think the next one is Rose Under Fire. I could be completely wrong though, that could be completely separate, but the covers looked the same. So this is another historical fiction that takes place during World War II, and this one I think takes place in France, and it has to do with like planes and flying and stuff. So that seems really interesting. That's not something that usually you find in like a historical fiction book, so I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Next I got Where Things Come Back by John Corey Whaley. This is a contemporary, and I have heard amazing things about it. As you can see, it's like the winner of a couple of awards, so it must be really good. I haven't read anything by John Corey Whaley, but I've heard really amazing things about his writing. I know he has another book called Noggin. But yeah, I wanted to pick it up because I hadn't read it, and it was like $6, so I was like, I'll pick it up, whatever. Next I got The Duff by Cody Keplinger, which stands for The Designated Ugly Fat Friend. I believe this is being turned into a movie. It's a contemporary novel about kind of, well, I'm just kind of going off the title, but I believe it's about someone who's kind of like the black sheep of the group or whatever. So yeah, I'm excited to read it. It's pretty short, and I've been into contemporary lately, and it seems cool. Is it yellow? Ooh. Yellow. Next I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. So I have already read this, and I've also read the second book in this trilogy, Hollow City, and I loved both of them. This book, they have like pictures in them, like those, and if you just look at this one, it seems really creepy, but like they're really good creepy. Like they're not creepy, you can't sleep, I'm gonna die. They're like really interesting, creepy, intriguing, I don't know. Yeah, but they are really good. I would definitely recommend reading them. They're 5 out of 5 stars for me. Next, I finally got the first 2 books in the Darkest Mind trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. So the first one is The Darkest Minds, and then the second one is Never Fade, and the third one is In the Afterlight, which is coming out, I don't know when, but soon. There's a cover, so I'd assume it's pretty soon. So yeah, these are dystopian reads, and I believe they're about kids who have like interesting unnatural abilities, and they end up being grouped together. I don't know. I really don't know. I've just heard so many great things, and I think the like love interest's name is Liam, which just Liam Payne, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then finally from the Amazon Marketplace, I got the Gemma Doyle trilogy by Libba Bray. So I don't know why I didn't get them all in hardcover, but guess I didn't. So the first one is A Great and Terrible Beauty. The second one is Rebel Angels. And the third and final one is The Sweet Far Thing, which is ginormous. So yeah, these are historical fictions, and that's all I really know. I have heard such great things about this series, though. I'm very, very excited to jump into it. Then next I got 3 books from Book Outlet. So first I got Milkweed by Jerry Spinelli. This is the author of Stargirl. I'm sure you've heard of that book. I read it like a really long time ago, probably in like grade 6 or something. And this book is about a Jewish boy who wants to be a Nazi, which I thought was very interesting. So it's historical fiction, and my friend recommended it to me, so I decided I would pick it up, and I got it from Book Outlet, like I said, and it's scratch and dent, but like it's really bad scratch and dent, but it was only $1, so if I do really like it, I'll probably just buy another copy. Next I got The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau. This is also a scratch and dent, it just has a tiny thing right there. So this is a dystopian read where I believe, I could be completely wrong, I'm just kind of going off of my memory. I believe it's kids who show like kind of a natural inclination for like leadership and who are smart. They're put into this school where they go through these tests and everything to see if they can be like a leader for some place in this like dystopian world. And it's like just a really corrupt system and stuff. I don't know, it seemed interesting. I'm probably completely wrong with that explanation though. Then finally from Book Outlet I have Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon. Sasha at A Book Utopia has been talking about this book non-stop for a really long time now. It takes place in Scotland and it's a fantasy is all I know about it, but I've heard really good things. I think the second one just came out, which is called Destined for Dune. So yeah, I don't know, it seems interesting. We'll see if I like it. I'm really excited to read it though. I don't know why, I just am. The cover is so nice. I'm a fan. So this final pile here is all from chapters. So first I finally got the Legend trilogy by Marie Lu. I have been wanting to read these books for forever, ever since I heard about them. Dystopian's my favorite genre, so whenever I hear about a good dystopian, I'm like, what? Must read now, must buy. So I was kind of putting it off just because the box set was like $40, but then it went to 50% off, so it was much cheaper. So I decided to get it finally. So the first one is Legend, and then there's Prodigy, and then there's Champion, which has such a nice cover. Oh my god. So I am so excited for these books. I cannot wait to see what all the hype is about. People love this trilogy. They say it's a really good dystopian, so I'm excited. Then next I got Ink and Rain by Amanda Sun. These are the, I don't know if it's a duology or if there's going to be more books, but they are the first 2 books in the Paper Gods series, whatever it's going to be. I'm reading Ink right now. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm almost done. And these have such nice covers too. Oh my gosh, these books takes place in Japan. The girl, Katie Green, she's the main character, and she moves after a tragic family event. She has to move from America to Japan, so she's in a completely foreign place. She doesn't really know the language that well or anything, and she meets this guy and all lovey-dovey-dovey, and he can draw and his drawings come to life. So it's a really intriguing concept, and it just really makes me want to go to Japan. Like, all the descriptions in this book are so vivid. I just really wanted to go to Japan. I just really want to go. Someone take me. And then next I got Iona by Alison Goodman. This is the second book in the Eon duology. I haven't read it yet. This one also takes place somewhere in Asia, I believe, and it's about dragons. I'm really into Asia lately. I don't know why, but I really want to read these books. They just seem really, really good. And then the final 2 books I got are Beginnings and Consequences by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So these are the bind-ups of the Lux series. So the first one, Beginnings, has Obsidian and Onyx, I believe. Yeah, Obsidian and Onyx. And then the second one, Consequences, has Opal and Origins. So that has the first 4 books, and these make like her face. They make a face. I don't know if I made the face right. But yeah, so this series, I have read Obsidian already. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I did like it, but I didn't like love it. I really liked it. It was really good. I just didn't love it. I'm not that into sci-fi. That's probably why. But a lot of people really love this series. So the main character, I forget her name, she's a book blogger, which is really awesome. And she moves to Virginia from, I want to say California, but I could be completely wrong. So she moves to Virginia and she's all bored, blah, blah, blah. And then her neighbor ends up being this really hot guy, but like he's kind of an ass. And he ends up being an alien. So interesting things happen like that. Yeah, so I got them. Look, it's my face in between her face. So those are all the books I got for this book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!